Hey all my future buyers and sellers out there, I am here to teach you more than you knew before about the real estate process. And today, the name of the game is delays. Now whether your flight gets delayed, your paycheck, or your mortgage process, anytime one of these hits a snag, it leads to frustration, annoyance, and maybe even loss of money. So first things first, to avoid this during your mortgage process and make sure that it's never your fault that it's delayed, you watch this video. So let's get started. Hey, it's Ella with Ella Estate Realty and welcome back to my channel. I'm just a local real estate agent in the state of Washington that serves you up with a weekly dose of all the tips, hints, and hacks you can handle about real estate. As for today's topic, we are going over the 10 most common causes for delays during mortgages. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave me some love with some likes to be the reason that I smile today. The mortgage process is a complicated and long one, but it's definitely not rocket science. I'm gonna go through a couple normal things that happen often that people are guilty of, but also things that are out of their control. So the biggest thing that I want you to take away from this is that the things that you can avoid, the things that are in your control, that you're aware of them and you work towards not being that person. And the things that are out of your control, you're prepared as possible so you don't have a mental breakdown while trying to buy or sell a house. Let's get started. Number one, right at the beginning of the list, right at the timeline of your mortgage, is slowly taking your time to submit the proper paperwork to your lender. Ooh, guys, don't be this person. When your loan officer meets with you for the first time and they request your pay stubs, your tax returns, a copy of your license, and you wait 10 days to give it back to them, you're asking for delays. I know this can be a very personal, overbearing process, or maybe procrastination is mixed in with this, where you don't have those things easily accessible and it's going to take some leaps and bounds to get a hold of it. But if you don't go above and beyond to put the effort in to get these things back to your lender in a timely manner, then it's just going to be a domino effect throughout the mortgage process. Number two is not signing up for electronic signatures. I get it. Some of us aren't comfortable with being on the computer. I have plenty of clients, all ages, that are not okay with this or are more comfortable with just driving across town to sign their paperwork. But I'm telling you that this is such a time saver. It makes the process so much more efficient, and it is a very short and simple thing to do, to sign up for e-signatures. Now, whether your real estate agent or your mortgage officer has different programs for it, just go through the proper steps. I'm sure they'll send you an email about it or even talk to you over the phone and walk you through the process. But get this signed so when you need to make sure that this paperwork is signed at, by 9 o'clock the same day so you can get your offer in, you're the most competitive possible, these e-signatures are gonna be the thing that changes you. Number three is not signing the loan disclosures in a timely manner. Now, this paperwork is sent to you from your lender, and it is to outline everything that's included in the loans. It's quite complicated line by line, so feel free to reach out to your lender immediately after they send this to you to get it explained, or you can go through the legal jargon yourself as long as you understand it at the end of the day. The thing that I'm wanting you to avoid is letting it sit in your inbox for a while, because these things need to get sent back to your lender. So make sure you sign up for that e-signature so it'll take you 2 seconds after you reviewed it to get it back to them. Number four is not having the loan processed and gone through underwriting within the same company that you got the loan through. Now, this can kind of be out of your control because your loan company is depending on an outsider, somebody maybe out of state or at a different location, or maybe they're even a specialist. But it kind of still is in your control, because I know you guys are living vicariously through me and always searching for 3 opinions, whether that's vendors, contractors, or loan officers. You're shopping around for rates and how they process their loans. So if it's just adding this extra step, there's adding a little pinch of more complicated communication, and this can lead to delays too. Number 5 is not scheduling your home inspection in a timely manner. I say this because right at the beginning, after you get mutual acceptance, you think it's the finish line. Oh my gosh, I just bought a house. But really, it's the beginning of the race. So right out the get-go, within your contract, it has a due date of when you have to get the inspection done by. Whether that's 7 to 10 days, that should be within your negotiation, but you should be very, very keen on this date. In addition, you should be scheduling this home inspector in a timely manner so that you buffer in time just in case he calls out sick, just in case he finds something or he cancels or he wasn't good enough, or when he finds a laundry list, you have enough time to go over this and put together a new negotiation, a new price on the house for all the things that he found wrong with it. If you're not giving yourself enough time, then you're, again, asking for trouble. Number 6 is not scheduling an appraisal in a timely manner. So we got home inspection and appraisals. They go hand in hand, but they're hired on by different people. So you hired on your home inspector, but the appraiser is hired on by the bank. Now this is to make sure that your house is in tip-top condition and it appraises for the value that you're paying for it, so they have a better idea of what the house is worth and how much they're investing. Now for this to be done, you need the home inspection already done. The appraisal on the timeline is a little closer to the end, but you're having to put the request in for it through the bank and having them schedule it. So you just need to be aware of the time space in there and get it done, again, because this can be a bargaining chip and you want as much time as possible to think and go over the results that they've come back with so you can take it to the negotiation table. Number 7, buying things on credit right after you get your loan approved. You just bought a house. You are extremely excited. Your dreams are all coming true. The white picket fence is real. So you need furniture for the inside, right? And you need maybe some plants to go on the outskirts for the landscaping with a little curb appeal. But the more that you tack onto your credit, then you're jeopardizing your credit score, you're jeopardizing your debt to income ratio, and these things can make a loan fall apart if you're not careful. So you need to make sure that you're not racking up a bunch of debt after you've been approved, because this can make the whole process fall apart. Number 8 is making large deposits into your account out of nowhere. So you're about to get into a house and you need a little extra money, so you sell up a car. And all of a sudden there's an extra $5,000 in your account and your loan officer has no idea why. Even if you explain this, it comes across as a little sketchy to them because they want you to be predictable. They want to be able to protect how much money you're gonna have, how much you're gonna be able to pay off, so that they can have the safest bet possible. If you're throwing in these large lump sums randomly, it makes the whole process get a little shaky. So you wanna make sure that you wait to deposit these lump sums until after you're approved, because you wanna be as predictable and boring as possible for loan officers and not throw them off their balance. Number 9 is having an expired form of ID. Now this may sound silly, but have you ever lost your ID, or you needed to go down to the DMV to get a new picture and it takes hours on end and you can't fit it into your schedule, and all of a sudden you gotta use your passport, but your passport's expired too, so then you gotta get your other form of ID, but you don't have another form of ID. So you're just holding up the whole process because of this little bitty card that has your picture on it that tells them that you're a US citizen and doesn't expire anytime soon. So make sure that you take care of this on your to-do list earlier, before you even start the loan process, actually, so you're equipped to not have to go through this during this stressful roller coaster of emotion ride that is the mortgage process. The big 1-0 is hitting issues with HOA. This is kind of out of your control, but it is in your control how quickly you get paperwork back to them and if you are okay with them asking you all this information. Now I'll take a chapter straight out of Sell It Like Sirhan, which is another real estate agent, $1 million real estate agent from New York. And actually when he was going to get married to his wife, he had a deal coming together, and at the end of it, it fell apart actually because they weren't okay with how much the HOA was asking about them and they wouldn't submit the paperwork. And it's as easy as that. Deals fall apart every day because people are uncomfortable with it or not giving them the proper information up front, and you can get denied. 1 through 10, I've listed off all the ways that your mortgage can get delayed, some in your power and some outside of your power, but fully, if you've listened to all 10, you are much more aware than the average person and you will avoid these things, right? If you had any further questions, you can always reach me at my website, EllaEstateRealty.com. And if you think that I've missed any, or you've encountered some that got delayed that I haven't listed, definitely let me know in the comments down below. And as for today's video, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're having an unbelievable day.